Good morning from Porto Portugal and the Portugal International Airport. Now, we are going to take you on a walk primarily through the duty-free and let you look at the shopping and food options in this airport. Now, it is early in the morning. We have come in, we're looking at the board. We've already got our tickets. We've already tagged our luggage right here. And then we've gone through the different levels of security. There's 2 levels of security. And then after security, you are going to go down an escalator and you're going to come into duty free. Now that's where I'm going to start this video today. I'm going to show you the duty free, the shopping options, and the food options. Let's go for a walk. Here we go. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Porto International Airport. It's dark because it's an early morning for us. We had to get up at 4:30 this morning to catch an 8:30 flight from Porto to Barcelona. We've just been dropped off by our taxi. And I'll just give you one advice. If you are in Porto, ride apps, whether it be Uber or another one called Bolt, B-O-L-T, has been good to get us around town. But when you're in Porto, you don't really need too many taxis. It's a very walkable city, and I'll be talking about Porto. So we're walking into the airport here. Now, we're just starting the video just to show you what it's like to come on in. And like I said in the intro, the purpose of this video is not to go through the whole check-in process. You can watch another video I've done on that. But here is the security, and we've just kind of gotten our tickets, all that stuff, and we've gone through security. So this is where the video actually starts. We've gone through security, and you're going to come down this little corridor and go down an escalator, because we're going to go into number 1, first of all, duty free. I'm going to do a little bit more of an extensive walk around in the duty free than I normally do. Now, if you need a bottle fill up, some water fill up, here it is right here. We're just going to do a quick stop, and we filled up our water, and we're going to go down these escalators. So the escalators, this is where, at the bottom of the escalators is where the duty free starts. And like I said, if you want any more information about check-in, bag, security, all that sort of stuff, you can go to the other video I have. But we see this yellow sign here, Porto Duty Free. This was bigger, more extensive, cleaner than I thought it would be. Porto is not a huge airport. I think it only has 16 million people go through it, but I am going to walk through duty free here. If you have any questions, pop it in the comment section. I'll try to get back to you. So Porto International Airport, I think the technical name is Francisco Sá Carneiro Airport, is approximately 11 kilometers from downtown Porto. We got out here by way of a ride app, and I would suggest Uber or Bolt or taxi. Minimal crime in Porto. I've been to Portugal maybe 6 or 7 times, never been to Porto. This is my first time, and I would say I'm very happy that I made it here. If you can get a place down near the bridge, walk around, it is a really cool, underrated place. And probably not really much underrated now because there's been a lot written about it. Now, the airport around Porto opened in 1945 and was initially known as Pedras Rubras Airport, after the name of the locality where the airport is located. Now, Pedras Rubras means red rocks. It is still known by this name to people in this region. So if you are around this area, you might say, where's the Porto Airport? You might say Francisco Sá Carneiro Airport, but you might also be saying the Pedras Rubras Airport. The land on which the airport was built was originally agricultural, and it had this rich red soil. It was renamed in the year 1990 after the former Portuguese Prime Minister, Francisco de Sá Carneiro, who died in a plane crash when he was traveling to this airport on the 4th of December 1980. So along with this airport, Lisbon, Faro, Ponta da Guarda, Santa Maria, Horta, Flores, Madeira, and Porto Santos are the other kind of big airports. And so we've kind of walked around through duty free, and now I'm going to come out here. We know we're going to gate 30, so you can see 29 to 32 is to the left. But I'm going to take you on a little walk around here. You're going to come down through duty free, see the board. A lot of people are just sitting here because they're waiting for their gate number to come up on the board. Now we know that we are going to Barcelona. Our flight leaves at 8:30. It's approximately 7 o'clock right now, 7 a.m. And we're just going to go for a walk. I'm surprised how much of a buzz is going on right now. You've got people eating, you've got most of the stores are open, obviously duty free. Duty free just looks clean, extensive. So does this whole airport. So in 1990, this airport was renamed. Now a new terminal building designed by Portuguese firm ICAO was built between 2003 and 2006 and became operational in the last quarter of 2006. Porto Airport reached 10 million passengers in a year for the first time on the 6th of December 2017. Now I've heard it's as high as 13 million now. Now when you look at that number, 13 million, I'm coming from Toronto. I know the Toronto International Airport has roughly 45 million people going through it. So it's easily 3 times as small as the Toronto airport. So this is not a huge airport. And if you've seen my previous video about the whole process of going through here, checking in, checking your bag, going through security, you know how easy it is. You should not have any anxiety going through this airport. It is clean, it is easy to follow. You've only got a number of corridors, you've only got a number of signs, and this place, like I said, is buzzing at 7:20, 7:30 in the morning. Now TAP, I guess that's Transportation Air Portuguese, is the main hub here. You can see Burger King there, but they're not open. I've seen a number of people pounding back some booze already at 7:30 in the morning. And you can see the gates along here. So it's 7:20 in the morning. But we had an early morning. They always say be here 3 hours before an international flight. So, but because it's only 11 kilometers from downtown Porto, the problem is getting something to get out to the airport that early in the morning. Now a lot of the metro, a lot of the buses aren't running that early. As a result, our hands were kind of tied. We had to either get a taxi, and when we came out of our Airbnb, you got to make sure that you got access to somebody, but there was nothing around. Luckily we set up the previous night with a ride app to pick us up at a certain spot, because a lot of this stuff is pedestrian only areas. So you've got to get out of those pedestrian areas to get to a main road in order to have access to taxis or ride apps or buses or however you're getting out here. So I can't say enough about this airport, how clean it is, and you can look around. You can see people off to the right there eating, you know, and they're having some good meals this early in the morning. So It's buzzing. Don't think that if you're going to come out here at 6 a.m. that this place isn't buzzing. It is. There's an ATM. We are on our way to Barcelona. It's roughly a 2-hour flight. And if you need to change some money or go from, so I don't know where you're coming in from, but all this is part of the Schengen. So we came in from Toronto 5 days ago, and we're going to be going to Barcelona, which is also in the Schengen, so we probably won't have to really show passports or a lot of security because it's in the Schengen. So I'm looking forward to seeing what it's going to be like landing in Barcelona and what sort of hoops we have to go through, what sort of immigration and security we have to go through. It is busier than I thought it would be this morning. But when we walked into the airport, we found our check-in desks, 4 and 5, for Vueling. That's who we're flying with. It's kind of a budget flight, just company just like Ryanair or easyJet or something like that. But with Vueling, we are going from Porto to Barcelona. This is the first flight I've ever taken with this company. So looking forward to seeing that. I think they're a German company, but I'm not really sure. Let me know in the comment section if you know what company Vueling is from. So there is some Italian food. Seems like there's a few options. Now if you are a major shopper and you want to go through and you need to pick up some knickknacks in the duty-free or along here, I'm surprised how many stores are open and how many eateries are open here too. And the prices seem fairly good. Now we've kind of gone through, look at the lineup at that place. Wow. Now we are going to be heading down to gate 30. So we are on our way to gate 30. So we're heading down this way anyways, but sometimes if you get here 2 or 3 hours before your plane takes off, you get to your gate and you're gonna go, what am I gonna do for the next hour or two? It's good to see that it's a whole bunch of, there's some swanky jewelry over there. It's good to see that there's a number of options where you can go out and shop and maybe get something that's from Portugal to remind you of it. So we're heading into Spain, 2 hours. So we're leaving at 8:30. We're probably going to get into Barcelona around 10:30ish. We're going to be doing a number of videos in Barcelona. And we've already done a number of them. So hopefully you watch kind of for our next few videos in Barcelona. Then we're going to head out to Mallorca. Then we're going to fly back into Madrid and then go down to the south of Spain, into Gibraltar, all along the Algarve for a couple weeks. We're going to finish up in Sagres. And then we're going to come back up to Lisbon and fly back to Canada. There's the wine bar. Okay, so we got 7:30 in the morning and there's a bit of action in there. Some people are putting some booze down at this time. I guess it's 11 o'clock somewhere in the morning. It is 7:20 in the morning in Porto and people are drinking. I love it. People are on vacation. So what I'll say is ciao for now. If you have any questions, pop in the comment section. Hopefully you enjoyed this walk around. Thanks for walking with me. We can see just up ahead that our gate number 30 is up there. We can see 31 and we're gonna go to 30. So until next time, we will see you later. We'll see you probably in Barcelona. Ciao. Oh, iconic bridge right there of Porto.